This is Eagle Owl, and today we're going to talk about the Philadelphia Eagles. Are we going to change the offense and its philosophy, being the run first offense? We're going to talk about that. Also, Saquon Barkley, he's not with the Tush Push band. And lastly, Jahad Dotson, it's his turn to get disrespected, but also Howie Roseman. But let's get straight into it. All right, man. Let's hop straight into it on this lovely Friday. We ain't gonna waste any time. We're gonna get straight into the meat and potatoes of this video. So let's talk about Jahad Dotson, man. Jahad Dotson, he had a little over 200 yards, and like a lot of people disrespected him. Now it's the Cowboys' turn. First it was Washington all year. Jahad Dotson ain't do this, do that. How we got fleeced for a third. Oh, we used the third to get Marshawn Lattimore, but they got Jahad Dotson who ain't even doing nothing, right? This is what I tell these fans, these Washington fans, these Cowboy fans, because they traded a third for George Pickens. Now they comparing the two. This is the difference, right? First of all, we traded within the division. So we knew we was gonna have to pay more. That just is what it is. Second, we actually somewhat traded back. Now I went from like a third to a fifth. That is a lot of spots back, but it's not like we just gave up a straight up third like how the Cowboys did with George Pickens. Lastly, we did not come here for Jahad Dawson to be the second option. He came here to be like the fifth option. So we knew what we were doing with Jahad Dotson. We was just like, hey, we need a reliable wide receiver three. He's only gonna get like 2, 3 targets a game. I don't even think Jahad Dotson got more than 4 targets in the game, except the Giants game, except the last game of the season, where as though AJ sat out and Devontae Smith sat out. I think Dallas Goedert left that game early because it was a meaningless game. But Jahad Dotson, even that game, he showed he could be that guy. Had over like 90 plus yards on 11 targets. Like Jahad Dotson has star. He still got star power to him. Like ask the Chiefs. That was the last guy they thought that was going to spark the team was Jahad Dotson almost getting a touchdown in the Super Bowl. He was close. He was definitely close. And that's what we need Jahad Dotson for. So this thing where Howie got fleas, I think it's a Howie, you know, hating the going around like, oh, Howie can get fleeced too. Howie can get fleeced too. Like, bruh, like we did not get fleeced. Jahad Dotson is literally doing what he's asked to do, what we wanted him to do. We knew he wasn't gonna get more targets than Dallas Goedert, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith. Hell, Saquon would get more targets than him. We knew that wasn't going to happen. We knew what Jahad Dotson was here to be, a safety blanket. Just when you're one-on-ones, you're going to get a meaningful target or two in the game. That's it and that's all. So, again, you can't really compare the George Pickens to Jahad Dotson. George Pickens he's coming in on the last year his rookie deal. We got Jahad Dotson for 2 years on a very cheap deal. Again, George Pickens on his last year. He wants a contract, and you asking him to be a wide receiver too. So you asking him to be primarily or primary part to the offense in Dallas, whereas though Jahad Dotson, it was more of a safety blanket thing. Whereas though we didn't trust Brent Covey to be that wide receiver three yet, which the Eagles were right. It wasn't that Brent Covey that had a skill, he couldn't stay healthy. So the Eagles were definitely right about that. Then the other guys, again, just wasn't ready. Johnny Wilson, you see the meaningful drops. Anaya Smith, he wasn't NFL ready in general. So again, the Eagles made the right move to get a reliable wide receiver three. This just is what it is. It is what it is. I like Jahad Dotson. I really do. I think he's going to go somewhere and get paid, and he's going to get back to the averages of about 600-700 yards. Now, I do think he's going to have more than 200 yards this year. I say around like 4, a little over 3, which is not bad to be a wide receiver 3 in the Eagles offense. That's not bad at all. And the reason why I say this because something Brandon Graham hinted on Good Morning Football America, I don't know. It comes on in the morning, and they was ranking the wide receiver rooms, and Brandon Graham picked the Eagles one, but he threw something out like the philosophy how it's going to change in Philadelphia. But let me play this clip.
Number one. You know who I got number one. You know who I got. Because I believe them boys going back again. They're going back again. And I'm excited because, with Jalen and those guys, AJ and Devontae, you see those catches that the boys making out there. Yep. And it's trending in this way. I feel like it's going to be more of a balanced offense this year, and they're going to get it all together. And, the Eagles, my Eagles going back to the Super Bowl. I like it. That's my first take on that.
Heard him right. He said, I think it's going to be a little bit more balanced. And I think he said that. And I think the Eagles are going with that because what happened in the Super Bowl. What happened in the Super Bowl is that the Chiefs completely sold out. And I think a lot of teams are going to do that. They're going to try to sell out. And it's just going to open up opportunities for A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith and the Jihad Dotsons and Dallas Goedert. I think it's going to be a lot of opportunities for those guys. Hell, the offensive coordinator is our old passing game coordinator, so he's going to draw up some passing plays, but just don't disregard the run. Eagles, where they make their bones is in the run game. That's what they do. Yeah, we could throw for 300 yards plus, 400 yards plus with the receivers we have, but at the end of the day, it's about winning and staying balanced. You have the best running back in the game on your team. Don't waste that talent. Don't get gaslighted because, the social media saying, well, the Eagles got these weapons, use them. Yeah, we using them if you force us to. Sure. Our main weapon is our offensive line. Can't stop the run blocking. Can't stop Saquon until you slow that down. That's what it's going to be. But I don't want us to force through it. Remember, we had to go off on Kellen Moore like, hey, Kellen Moore, through week 1 to week 4. Look, we got this offensive line. We got Saquon Barkley. Use them. After that, ran us to a Super Bowl. Now, there were times we had to throw the ball, but we literally ran to the Super Bowl. And then when it was time to throw, won the Super Bowl. So just don't forget that philosophy. And speaking of Saquon Barkley, he was asked about the Tush Push ban, and this is what he had to say.
If you don't like it, get better at stopping it. It's not like a play that, we only could do. Everybody does it. Everyone tries it. We're just super successful at it. They were super successful before I was there. I know what it does to a team, how it breaks down a team. And now being on the team, you line up and everyone knows what you're doing. It's like stop me, and they can. So they're going to get in the field about it. We're going to try to make changes, but I don't see that happening. And if it doesn't, just get better at stop.
I like it. I like what Saquon Barkley had to say, man. Stop it. Just stop the tush push. Then cool, we'll come up with another way. But I think they're going to ban it, and that's why the Eagles been pushing this fullback thing, getting these blocking tight ends who I think is going to convert to fullback. But again, I think we very prepared for this thing to be banned or whatever. And I think, honestly, Jalen Hurts is so good with his legs, I don't even think he need the extra push because how good the offensive line is. So, yeah, you'll look at it like, yeah, the league wasted their time banning the tush push because after all, everybody has just found out, it's just Jalen Hurts and that offensive line is big, dominant, and strong. That's it. Hell, you want A.J. Dillon running at you? You want Saquon running at you? Cool, we're going to do that too. And then if you sell out, you got Devontae, A.J., and Dallas Goedert one-on-one who could beat any corner in this league. Any corner. But it's going to be a short one, and that's all I got for you guys today. Hey, man, what do you think? How do you feel? Saquon Barkley, like, just stop it. Don't ban it, but I'm cool if they ban it because I know the Eagles going to be just fine. Jihad Dotson, Disrespect, got to stop. And is Brandon Graham on the song? He knows something going to change. But this is Eagle Owl, man. I'm out.